In this next chapter, we're going to take a look at backwards crossovers. Backwards crossovers are just a combination of an inside edge push and an outside edge push. It's not what we think though. Because they're saying crossovers, we're not necessarily lifting the outside foot over the inside. Backwards crossovers are reaching in with the inside leg. It's the inside foot that comes off the ice and we pull together underneath. Think of this exercise as a giant pair of scissors coming together. It will look like this. Another way to isolate this backwards crossover is to do an exercise we call cross and hold. Here I'm using a belt from GPI, Greater Performance Incorporated, and it would look like this. We cross over and hold that position. We should see the space here in between the legs. From this side here, the skates should be in line, and they're holding this position comfortably. And then stepping and cross and hold, and stepping and cross and hold. Another way to work on this backwards crossover is for the player to put the stick on top of their shoulder like this. Oftentimes players tilt the body forward or they lean in, causing them to fall. So in order to keep the head and shoulders up and the shoulders parallel to the ice, we go around with the stick on the shoulder. Looks like this. Our next exercise to train backwards crossovers is to use the metronome again. Here the players have to make that crossover step every time they hear the beat. So we're constantly trying to move their legs faster and faster. Would look like this. Reach, 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 step, 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 step. Now we're going down the ice with crossover stride crossover. We're looking for strong toe pushes on the inside and the outside edge. It's one crossover each way and go as fast as you can. Looks like this. Now we're going to take a look at these crossovers from a resistance standpoint. Again, working resistance by pulling another player while going down the ice. Would look like this. Resistance. More. Another way to work this resistance while crossing over is to go backwards pulling a tire. Just changes the level of resistance. Looks like this. Now we're going to use this leg harness again for added resistance, this time in the crossover here. It's going to look like this. Now we want to get some resistance while doing crossovers. Besides pulling another player down the ice, we could use the pave sled again. Would look like this. Again, we're going back to our tug of war game here. This time we're doing it with a crossover. Would look like this. Go. Good. Another exercise from Team Druzhba is to do backwards crossovers with an exaggerated upper body twist. Here we're going to put the sticks on our shoulders so we can see this exaggeration. Looks like this. The second way to do a backwards crossover is to lift the outside leg over. You lift the outside leg up and over the skate. When we're doing this, we end up actually sometimes jumping into this crossover and we put our whole body weight into it. We can't hold a circle this way, so we make a big S pattern or a couple crossovers each way. Would look something like this. So now we're going to use this second type of backwards crossover and do 3 crossovers each way quickly. Looks like this. Our next drill is the continuous crossover drill. Here we're moving down the ice in a serpentine pattern, going from board to boards. Would look like this. Another exercise that comes from this Druzhba 1978 team is to do high step overs while crossing over backwards. It would look like this. Another crossover exercise we can do is to make a figure 8 going backwards around the circles. Would look like this. We progressively make these backwards crossover and figure 8 drills harder and harder by shrinking the space. So this time we're going figure 8 around the dots. Looks like this. To increase quickness, what we do is we shrink or shorten the space. Makes a person react faster. So now this last one is to do this figure 8 around the hash marks and move your feet quickly. Looks like this. To further increase the agility on this exercise, we move the cones in even closer. We're making this backwards figure 8. Looks like this. To make this exercise even more difficult here, we've moved the cones in even closer, and again, trying to go around in a figure 8 with this backwards crossover. Looks like this. Another variation on this is to move the cones back out just a little bit and try to do 3 crossovers each way for quick feet. Would look like this. This next series of exercises is a way to work on the backwards crossover. It's commonly referred to as the peanut drill for the shape. We're going around the outside of the circles, cutting in, and back around the outside of the circles. Will look like this. Now we're going to shrink down this peanut shape and go around the dots and still cut in between in the middle. And one more time then is to shrink the space down to just around these hash marks here. Look like this.